Mortal Kombat 1 just had its second major tournament, and many players were shocked to see low-tier characters like Scorpion and General Shao make it to top 8. But for me personally, I wasn't shocked at all, because with the right Kameo partner, any character in this game can become great. So today, I wanted to showcase the most overpowered Kameo characters in the game and explain exactly why they're so powerful. If you enjoy guides like this, then please leave a like down below and then subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And without any further ado, let's begin. Alright, so first up, we have to talk about Kung Lao. The moment Cyrax got nerfed, this guy became everyone's favorite Kameo partner, and there's several reasons why. First up, we have the Low Hat, which has two versions, each of which is great in its own way. If done up close, the regular version is almost always plus on block, which can be extremely strong for fast characters like Johnny Cage. And to make things even better, even if you do hit the opponent, you still get a full combo most of the time, or in other words, this move is pretty brain dead. On block, you're +2, on hit, you get a full combo. You really don't have to think about it most of the time. It's a super easy to use move. However, one of the craziest things about Kung Lao's Low Hat is you can hold it down and then release it whenever you want to. And because this Low Hat hits low, as the name implies, you can time an overhead to hit at the same time, and it becomes nearly impossible for the opponent to block, which is already scary for your opponent, right? It's really hard to block, but to make things even worse, most armored attacks in this game only have one hit of armor, and because the Low Hat and your overhead hit twice, it's gonna win against pretty much any armor attack in the game. And as a result, most players will do a combo, end with Low Hat, then jump in and get a really tough, hard to block mix-up that pretty much guarantees a second combo for free, and then by the time that combo's done, Kung Lao's ready to throw his hat again because it recovers really quickly. Yeah, as you can see, Low Hat is pretty busted. I would not be surprised if NetherRealm nerfs it pretty soon. I imagine they're gonna make it to where the charged version takes much longer to recover. But next up, let's talk about Kung Lao's teleport, because it's one more reason this Kameo character is awesome. This ability not only puts you right behind the opponent and lets you recover pretty quickly, it's also an ambush attack, which means you can summon Kung Lao's teleport whenever you want to, even if your character is already in the middle of an attack and even if they're already being hit in some situations. And that's why for many characters, Kung Lao opens up new combo routes. Take General Shao for example, this string right here, forward 2 and then throw. The forward 2 actually can't be special cancelled or anything like that, which means by default all you can do is this and you're getting around 15%, which isn't terrible for an overhead, but guess what? If you add Kung Lao's teleport, you can now do this. Yeah, that was a combo. The opponent was still in hit stun, and I just got to keep things going for free. Or in other words, Kung Lao just gave me a brand new combo that I normally would not have access to, and now the damage instead of 15% is going to be around 30%. Or in other words, twice the damage, and don't forget General Shao can actually buff his damage, and if you do that, you're getting around 34% instead for an overhead that normally only does 15. And the reason that's so scary is because Shao Kahn already gets full combos off his low attack that also leads to around 30%, and check out the timing, 20 frames for his low and 20 frames for his overhead. The timing is the exact same, and as a result, there is no way to fuzzy this mix-up. You have to react, and if I'm being honest, 20 frames online can be really tough to react to, especially when you're watching out for throws and other things like that. And keep in mind, it's not just regular attacks. Kung Lao can even teleport you in the middle of your throw, which for some characters leads to a full combo. That's right, a full combo off a regular throw. And then finally, we have Kung Lao's spin. Not much to say about it, but it does launch the opponent without having to spend meter, which can give new combo routes for characters that normally do need meter to pull off their combos. Unlike every attack so far, this option is pretty balanced because on block it's -15, so fully punishable. It's a good reward on hit, but it's a very big risk if you do it willy-nilly. It's very punishable. In my honest opinion, Kung Lao might be the most versatile Kameo in the entire game at this point. He gives you new combo routes, he can make you safe on block, he gives you really hard to block setups, and if all that wasn't good enough, he can also extend combos for you without meter. So yeah, this guy's got pretty much everything you could ask for. But next up, let's talk about Striker, because this Kameo is also extremely popular at the tournament level, and the main reason why is his grenades. It's an ambush ability, which means you can call it whenever you want to. And as a result, Striker has pretty much replaced Cyrax. He's now the go-to guy to keep you safe whenever you do something that would normally be punishable on block, like Scorpion's Death Spin, for example. This attack is actually really good because it does tons of chip damage, but the downside is it's very unsafe on block. But guess what? That's not a problem as long as you have Striker. He keeps you safe every single time. And if that wasn't crazy enough, he also has a far version, which means you can do riskier stuff like like this. This sweep is so punishable despite its crazy range, but guess what? Just call in Striker and then go for it, and now you're completely safe. As mentioned earlier, Striker is pretty much the new Cyrax because his attack does not cost a full bar of meter, which means you can do it twice before you have to wait for Striker to recharge. And then on top of that, these grenades are shockingly good at controlling space, especially in the air. The opponent can pretty much never jump against Striker, and that's because the grenades don't just hit when they explode, they're a regular projectile. Or in other words, watch this arc, watch the grenade path. If at any point you're in that path, you will get hit by these grenades. It's not just the explosion. But believe it or not, there's one more reason this grenade toss is OP. Striker actually stays behind your character, or in other words, you can even call him before blocking, and usually he'll interrupt the opponent. Or if you want to be more aggressive, you can call in Striker, then dash in and just start attacking and pretty much steal your turn back a second time. Because once again, Striker is behind you, so the opponent doesn't have any way of hitting him to interrupt the grenade toss. He's way behind you. Or to put it a different way, Striker is the perfect mix of offense and defense. He's great for going in and stealing your turn back, but he's also great for defense. You can call him in, block, and then stay safe as he throws grenades behind you. Alright, but enough about the grenades, okay? Striker actually has way more stuff he can do. He's quite the versatile Kameo, if I do say so myself. So for starters, he straight up has a 50-50, which can be great for mix-ups. Scorpion has overheads in his strings, right? Well, guess what? Now it's a low instead. Very sneaky. It might be reactable offline at a tournament, but online with a bit of lag, it can be very tough to predict this stuff. And he also does have an overhead, so don't forget about that. Check it out. Bonk. Look how fast he is too. It cracks me up how fast Striker is. It looks goofy, but I understand from a gameplay standpoint why he has to be that fast. But yeah, you get the idea. Striker has a low mix-up for characters that have a bunch of overheads, and then if your character has a bunch of lows, you can call in Striker for an overhead mix-up. But then we have the handcuffs. Also a very powerful ability because Striker runs in behind the opponent, which makes him really tough to interrupt. Unless the opponent is blocking or doing an attack that hits all around them, Striker can sneak in and just handcuff them to give you a guaranteed reset. And as a result, he can be really good for countering zoning and keep away characters because he just sneaks in from behind. But then on top of that, he can also be good for resets. Check this out. Summon Striker, and there we go. I can walk in for free, go for a throw, a mix-up, you get the idea. It's really strong, honestly. Especially if your character has 50-50s, which Scorpion doesn't, but even so, you got the grenades, which is the main reason why all Scorpion players are using Striker lately. But yeah, there you have it, everyone. The two strongest cameos in the game right now, at least if tournament matches are anything to go by. Don't get me wrong, pretty much every cameo in this game is good. None of them are terrible. For example, Sub-Zero can freeze the opponent to guarantee setups, he can keep you safe on block, he can make you immune to projectiles completely, so he's also really, really good. Cyrax is still absurdly good as well. Jax has the unblockable ground pound, which is absurdly good because you can do more than one on a single cameo summon, which is just ridiculous, and I think Tremor might be top 3 cameo as well, at least on paper, because you can turn any one of his abilities into an ambush, which just seems ridiculously good. Plus the crystal armor is also really, really good. So let me know your thoughts down below. Which cameo characters do you think are the best in Mortal Kombat 1? In my honest opinion, it's Striker and Kung Lao. So if you've been struggling online or just getting bored with your usual team, I recommend you try both of these bad boys out because they can turn pretty much anybody into a top 10 character, and I'm not joking. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton, and then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdog. Top Tier is the perfect comic for fighting game fans, so click my link down below to pre-order right now, because a lot of these products are exclusive and won't be available after the campaign ends, so you have to be fast. But first, let me show you some of these products because they're awesome. For starters, there's 3 different covers to choose from, some of which will never be available again, which makes them the perfect collector's item, but once again, you have to buy soon. And here's my favorite part. No matter what you pre-order, you get 6 trading cards for free. The front of the card has incredible artwork while the back tells you tons of awesome facts about the character. But guess what? The more funding this campaign gets, the more cards that will be added to your purchase for free. Which means you definitely want to spread the word and tell everybody you know about Top Tier, because the more purchases we make means more free stuff for you. And guess what? There's also clothing options and awesome posters to choose from as well. So one last time, please click the link down below and pre-order your Top Tier products today. They're not going to be available successful for very long. This comic book campaign is by far the most ambitious thing I've ever done, and I'm honestly really nervous, but I love fighting games and I love writing comic books, so I just had to combine the two and share my passion with you all. So if you love comic books too, or love fighting games, or simply enjoy my content, please check out Top Tier today and spread the word to everybody you know. I'm just one person, I'm not some giant corporation, which is why I'm counting on you all. Let's make history together. Let's make the Top Tier comic book a big success.